Like my brain feels like it's burning at all times. It feels like my head's cooking. I also have like full body hives randomly all the time now.
I got my scars from my throat. I got my scars from all the tubes in me. I got all those scars. The scars in here you can't see.
Last episode, we met Kevin and Matt. Heard their stories during the onset of the coronavirus infection, but where do they stand today as long COVID patients? Let's take a look.
Actually, just a lot of tricks. Spin. My memory was horrible. I had to text myself reminders to know when my upcoming doctor's appointments were. Roll over. I felt like I had amnesia or extreme brain fog though, yeah. Because I consider myself having brain fog now, but then it was like I couldn't recall like what happened 2 hours ago. All these, I've tried every medicine you can think of.
How many would you say do you take a day?
I used to take 43 pills a day. That was just supplements.
Okay.
Then I take like I'd say 5 pills a day, prescription drugs. And then this is where I put on Fridays I have to I refill this. And I even went as far as I got Chinese herbal medicine. I went the holistic route.
Sure.
There's 12 different Chinese herbs in here.
Does it help?
I think so, a little bit.
Can I see actually what it is? It just looks like a regular.
Yeah, it's just like stuff. I have all the ingredients written down too, but it's all like Chinese herbs.
Okay.
And tremendously bad bed sores. They never turned me over.
Right.
I guess ventilator on me, and to be honest, I said this. They'll never say it. They probably didn't think I was gonna make it, and I got tremendously bad bed sores that all had to be burnt out of my skin. At the time, I thought she was a nurse, but she was a doctor. She called my wife and told my wife, "Hey, can you send me a picture of you guys?" And Linda, you want to tell somebody what they did for me over just a little picture? I said to the girl, "Put that on the wall, please, for me." That's my motivation. That's my motivation. That is going to get me home. I spent the next month and a half rehabilitating. I had to learn how to walk. I had to learn how to talk. I had to learn how to feed myself. This was my hand. It was like the shakes, and I couldn't physically squeeze a fork and put it into the food and feed myself. I've gotten every blood test you can think of. I've gotten every scan, whether it's a CT of the heart, CT of the abdomen, CT of the brain, MRI of the brain. What's conclusive is I have lesions in the brain, which they're small, they call them non-specific. I'm assuming that's all post-COVID, because I never had neurologic issues pre-COVID.
Dr. Purvi Parikh is an allergist immunologist located in Midtown who has treated thousands of long COVID patients, including Matt.
And I'm seeing them every day. Every day they're coming in. Even if long COVID is not their main complaint, it's one of their complaints. These patients too are saying, "Oh, doc, the initial infection wasn't even that bad. I went back to work, everything was fine. And then a month or two later, I started having these debilitating symptoms, and now I can't work or I can't go to school." And then that's the other scary part. We are seeing an increase in pediatric patients as well getting long COVID.
In fact, 1 in 4 children with COVID symptoms become long haulers, according to data collected globally from over 20 studies. Those children share similar symptoms to adult counterparts.
Where do I stand today? I have a lot of mental lapses. There's days where I wake up and I look around the room and I come downstairs and I just am like, I'm not ready for the world. And I go back up in the room, I close the door, I close the blinds, and I just sit in the dark. It's not like a suicidal or like I'm losing my mind. It's just that I can't focus. Physical conditions, I walk up a flight of stairs, I am huffing and puffing still to this day. The memory loss scares me, and I have a lot of, my highs are highs and my lows are lows. And I always like one of those type of guys. I was like, I don't need no psychiatrist. I'm a big, bad, tough guy. I can handle it myself. And I'm glad today I do it because I realize I have a lot of issues. This put a lot of wear and tear on me, physically and mentally.
I was pretty hopeless, you know, and you feel like you can't cognitively, you're not all there. I was pretty suicidal for a time. I'm someone who's never experienced mental health issues before this. It's like you're living in a world that nobody else is living in. I'm grateful to be alive, because I know a lot of people aren't that lucky. What I am worried about now is that, will I improve? Will I continue? Yes, I made an improvement, but will I continue to build upon that?
Focusing on long COVID is extremely important because, in my opinion, I think it's going to be a bigger public health emergency than even actual COVID itself, because we've had, close to 1 million deaths now, in our country alone. But if you think about all of the people, there's more people who recovered, thankfully, than passed away. So that means there's millions, if not billions globally now, who've recovered from COVID and may, develop these long COVID symptoms.
What message would you share with somebody who might be going through the same thing you are?
So yeah, don't give up. Know that there's treatment out there. If you have symptoms that you've never heard before, doesn't mean that yours aren't real. COVID has its own agenda for everybody. A lot of people are asymptomatic and are fine, or people die. So, or there's everything in between. And I've had everything from hypertension to psychosis. So I've had a lot of the whole gambit of symptoms. So yeah, just know that what you're feeling is real.
I would love to be that spokesman to say, hey, tomorrow is better. Because Linda, the alternative, I'm a tombstone in the ground somewhere, and I'm just a memory. And the families that lost a loved one, I love to tell them what we went through in the end. Your loved ones loved you. They thought of you. If they could talk to you one last time, they would tell you, I'll see you again, but don't rush to get there. I'm an angel looking down on you, but don't rush to get here.
It's not just your family or neighbors struggling with long COVID. Celebrities and even government officials are dealing with these long-lasting symptoms. In the next episode, I sat down with Senator Tim Kaine to find out how his newly introduced bill is helping find better research and resources for long COVID patients. For NBC New York, I'm Linda Gaudino.